Hello, everybody. Welcome to this lunchtime webinar on Is Your Fitness and Wellness Business Fit and Well? Before we start, just give me a couple of comments in the chat box to let me know where you're from and what industry you're in, what your modality is, and I will then just take that time whilst you are typing to introduce myself. So I am Sue Thomas. I've been in the wellness industry for nearly 20 years. I have to take a sharp intake of breath when I say that, because I can't believe it's been 20 years. I was previously a personal trainer. I am now a nutritional therapist, and I predominantly run group programs, predominantly for women, to help them break their addiction to sugar. But I also have a Synergy Worldwide business that I run alongside my main business, my client-facing business, as a way of creating additional income streams and to spread my risk more than anything else. So today's webinar, let's see who we've got. So we've got Morag, who's a sports massage therapist. I've missed all the comments now in the thing. Angie is a fitness instructor in Coventry. Trisha is in the fitness industry in Warwickshire. Rachel is a personal trainer in Henley. Thank you all for contributing and letting us know where you are. We love to know where people come from. We like to make that kind of experience of today's webinar nice and inclusive. So today you are going to discover on this webinar a simple system of how to reset your client's microbiome, and that will give you the key to their long-term well-being, but it will also create a really nice USP for you. We're going to show you how you can make your services more bespoke to your individual clients with the tools that we have available to us that you can build into your packages and programs. And we're also going to show you why supplementation is important in 21st century life, but why quality of supplementation is even more important. The wellbeing industry has been booming over the last 2 years as a result of the pandemic. And there has never been a better time to expand your contribution to that wellbeing industry. However, classes are being cut. They're all moving online. There's more and more competition, and gyms tend to be paying less and less. So we're going to show you how you can step outside of that chaos today and create a really solid foundation for your business using a number of different income streams. And we will hopefully rekindle your love of the wellbeing industry again. So if you are that person who's not sure whether your wellbeing business is fit and well, we're going to take you to the other side and show you that it can be fit and well. And you're going to learn loads today as well. So before, I'm not going to go on anymore. I am going to hand over to my good friend, John Burgess, who is a fantastic trainer, has also been in the wellness industry for about as long as I have. And you're going to learn loads from John today as far as the microbiome is concerned. So John, I'm going to hand over to you. I'm going to put myself on mute.
Thank you, Sue. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday to you. I hope your day's been, and your week even, has been going really, really well. Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Sue. You've really kind of set the scene as well for what this next 45 minutes is all about. And you can see here that I'm talking and trying to find the right button to press to bring up my slides. There we go. So keeping it real, as always. So just a quick intro into me, my background. Yes, Sue's right. I've been not in competition with Sue, but we've been in this game for quite a long time, 25 years actually, to be precise. I started young. I was a personal trainer many years ago for many years, and I was one of those trainers. I was teaching lots of exercise classes. I was playing semi-professional sport and football, and I used to be really, really fit. However, I wasn't healthy. Two very different things. I was the personal trainer that burnt out twice. I was tired. I was fed up. My mood was low. My skin wasn't great. And a lot of this was because I had digestive issues going on, IBS symptoms. Thankfully, back in 2004, I started to learn about health and well-being, have a more holistic approach. And that was learning from some great teachers like the likes of Paul Chek, Charles Poliquin, holistic lifestyle coaching, and looking at hormone balance and the whole aspects of health and well-being and nutrition. And I started to incorporate it myself, felt loads better. I then started sharing it one-to-one with my clients and doing more well-being coaching. And then actually now I do a lot of presenting and professional speaking in the corporate world, presenting wellbeing workshops on various different topics. So I have a real passion for helping people and making a difference, like I know many of us in this industry are. And on top of all of that, what I also have is I have 21-day nutrition programs that are getting some outstanding results that you'll hear about. And it's an online business, and it's a business that has really helped me over the last 2 years as well, when we've had various lockdowns. So let's dive into the topic of gut health and well-being and nutrition. So type in the chat box if you agree. You know, health and well-being for me is about 3 key areas. It's about a healthy mind, healthy emotions, and a healthy physical body. And they all interlink and impact each other. If the physical body's not working so well, then it is going to impact our emotions and our mind, and vice versa. So what are the results that people are looking for when they come to see you as a fitness professional? What are they interested in? And I think I would say it's the case that a lot of people are hiring a personal trainer or doing group exercise, yes, because they want to keep their body healthy. And a lot of people still want to drop weight and drop inches, especially after Christmas and at this time of year, most times a year for a lot of people. However, they don't want to sacrifice their health for weight loss and inch loss. They don't want to sacrifice their mental well-being. They want it all these days. And absolutely they should be. They are looking for an approach that's going to take care of their bodies mentally and physically with their health and get the results they're looking for. And the media, it's great now, the focus on these 2 additional areas. You know, gone are the days where people just wanted to do diets just to lose weight, I think. I mean, maybe there's still a bit there, but it's improving all of the time. Now, we know to get really great optimum results for clients, there's a few key things that are needed. They need to be breathing well, I believe, getting lots of good fresh air and breathing deeply and fully. Yoga's great. If there's any yoga teachers on there, I think it's fantastic how it teaches people to breathe well, and Pilates as well. In addition to that, we need to be hydrated, or they need to be hydrated. The right nutrition is really, really important, as we know, good quality sleep and movement, and you've got a lot of pieces of the jigsaw in place. However, I was working on all of these things and there was a missing link for me. And that missing link and piece of the jigsaw was the M word. And when you know I'm going to talk about gut health, many of you will know this word already. In fact, type it in the chat if you want. You don't really do it quick enough because I'm about to announce it. And that is the word microbiome. Who's heard of the microbiome? Just a yes or a no, and please be honest and open. I would really like to have a quick look in the chat and see where you guys are at. So lots of yeses coming in straight away. So I'm going to be preaching to the converted. If they're all yeses, I know, but maybe, hopefully there's a few no's and I can enlighten. Okay. So for those of you who aren't aware of the microbiome or want a better understanding, as I try to turn off my chat and lose my cursor key, then the microbiome is, it's still on there, the chat box. The microbiome is everywhere right now. We see it on the press, in the media, mainstream TV now at prime times. There are programs, The Truth About Your Gut, celebrities talking about their gut health experiences and how they've turned it around, and the many, many books and the interviews on the radio. You know, every day there's something out there talking about the microbiome and raising the awareness. And there's still many, many more people who need to understand and be aware of this important topic. So when I first heard about it, there was this line, and it really hit me. We are only 10% human. And I kind of had that puzzled look, and really? Are we only 10% human? And then I started to learn and read, and yes, we are. We are 90% microbes, fungi, bacteria. This community of microbes, bacteria, and fungi that are impacting the way we think, the way we feel, and the way many of the interactions in our body are functioning. And so when we're 90% bacteria and they're running the show, it really does make sense to me now to take good care of that community. We are made up of 100 trillion cells or thereabouts. And those cells are impacted by this 90 trillion bacteria, fungi, and microbes. There's thousands of different species that have already been discovered, and there are more to discover. And the right balance of these microbes, from beneficial to more harmful, is absolutely critical to our overall health. And that's not just me saying that. There is so much research and science that has been out there now for at least a decade, and it's growing all of the time. Finally, I managed to remove my chat box that you couldn't see anyway, so never mind. All disease begins in the gut. Quite a bold statement. Hippocrates said this many, many years ago. And what's interesting now is the science is starting to prove that. The emerging science is saying that the root cause of many of the health concerns that people have right now is the microbiome. It's this underlying terrain that for many reasons can be disrupted, which I will be going into. But before I do, I want a bit more interaction from you. So I would love you to type away in the chat box the answer to this. And I know there's a few that maybe been on these webinars before. So just hold fire for maybe like 10 or 15 seconds if you already know the answer. But I want you to hazard a guess, or maybe you know, how much we're meant to be, ideally meant to be good bacteria to bad bacteria. We've all heard of good and bad bacteria, I'm sure. What would you say is a really good, healthy, optimum ratio to be in? Type away in the chat. That means I'm going to have to open my chat box again. Okay, come on, have a guess. Who's going to be first? Interaction, please. Don't leave me hanging. Okay, I can see straight away. Julie has come in first with 85% good, 15 bad. I can see Rob says 90-10. You're all very close or right on. Morag says 80-20. So Julie is correct. 85% good, 15% bad. And that was one of my teachers, Paul Check, was talking about many, many years ago. And it's fascinating. However, most people out there can be completely the other way round, leading to all sorts of problems and concerns. So what are the signs of a poor gut function? Well, straight away, brain fog, poor memory, poor concentration, clouded thoughts, poor immune system. Someone who gets repeated infections or constantly picks up everything that's going around. Most of our immune system's in our gut. Bloating, indigestion, which is so common these days, unfortunately. Omeprazole is one of the most prescribed medications. Ask any doctor and they'll tell you that. Discomfort after eating, the wind, the gas, all of those digestive discomforts. Sugar cravings can be a really good sign of poor gut health. Weight gain as well. And we know it can really impact the mind and low mood and anxiety. And we're going to talk a bit more of the gut-brain link. Offenders that harm the gut bacteria. Why have people got such challenged gut health these days? Well, there's many reasons, and one of them being medications. Particularly anti-inflammatories like aspirin and ibuprofen can disrupt our gut microbiome. But for me, one of the biggest culprits is antibiotics. I'm not antibiotics. There's a time and a place for them, absolutely. But what is starting to improve, but it's still got a long way to go, is that when doctors are recommending antibiotics, right now there's far few of them that are actually recommending probiotics afterwards. Why? Because antibiotics are great at killing what they need to kill a lot of the time. However, they always also go in and kill the beneficial bacteria as well. It doesn't differentiate between what's good and bad. It just goes and wipes them all out. And so people go on a course of antibiotics, they commonly get ill with the same thing not long after, or they get ill with something else not long after, because they've not done a program to build up their microbiome and their gut health. And I ask a lot of people this question: who's been on antibiotics? Who's been on a gut health program? And it's very, very, very few people keep their hand up after the second question. So on top of that, alcohol, of which many people enjoy a tipple, can impact our microbiome. Sugar, is one of the other big culprits, feeds the bad bacteria, helps to well, harms that balance. We talked about also stress. And if anyone out there says they haven't been stressed in the last couple of years, I'm not sure I'd believe them. But stress, obsession, this obsession with over cleaning as well. Constantly wanting everything to be clean, even pre-COVID. They're using antibacterial sprays here, there, and everywhere. And actually, it means we start to live now in a more sterile environment, as opposed to this symbiotic relationship that we need with the bacteria, both in the soil and in our homes and in our pets, etc. So yeah, getting lots of reasons, I'm sure you can see now, why our gut microbiome is disrupted. How am I doing for time, Sue? How much longer have I got? Just either type away in the chat or...
About 7 or 8 minutes.
Great, thank you. Right, so let's start talking about the key areas that our microbiome influence, and one of them is weight loss. It's really, there's many things, but for fitness professionals, obviously it's a key topic for a lot of the clients. The new key to weight loss is absolutely the gut microbiome. So let me tell you about the study that was done a few years ago now, where they got twins. The twins, there were twin sisters, in fact, and one was obese and one was lean. They also got germ-free mice that were siblings from the same litter. And what they do is they took the microbiome from the gut of the obese twin and put them in one mouse, and then they took microbiome from the lean twin and put it in the other mouse. They controlled the diet and the exercise of both mice. What was fascinating was the mouse that got the bacteria from the lean twin remained lean. The mouse that got the bacteria from the obese twin became obese. So there is a lot more research now going into this, and it really is believed that our gut bacteria influences our ability to remain lean or to put on weight. Fascinating. The gut-brain connection, really well documented now. Lots of great books on this topic now. I'd really recommend going and diving into those books. And there's the book Clever Guts by Dr. Michael Mosley for one, and there's the one called The Mind-Gut Connection. Plenty of great reading. It's been known for many years as the second brain. And just think about this for a moment. We've all known these sayings that have been around for many, many years. What's your gut feeling? What's your gut feeling? What's your gut reaction? What's your gut instinct? We've all had butterflies at some stage when we felt nervous. So the brain's going, I'm feeling a bit uncertain about this. And then we feel the butterflies in the stomach. Or we've felt really nauseous if we've had high levels of stress after eating. And there's that saying, I feel sick to my stomach. These are all sayings that you know, intuitively we know the gut and brain are linked. But now it's really interesting because the science is proving it. Here are some of the books where you can read into this science and research, and it's a lot of it talks about the gut-brain connection. Some of you will know that we've got what's called the vagus nerve, and this nerve runs from the brain all the way down the brainstem down. It actually bypasses, it goes through the heart and lungs and then goes down into the gut. Think of it like a motorway. And what's fascinating is the lanes, one going up, one going down, and 50% of the messages go up from the gut to the brain. So yeah, absolutely fascinating. And I really have seen, you know, evidence of how working on the gut can impact the mood in the brain. So what they've known is this dysbiosis of gut bacteria, which means a poor balance of the good and bad bacteria, can be linked now to a number of psychiatric and neurological disorders, such as anxiety, depression, stress, and even autism. And we know anxiety and depression, unfortunately, has been on the rise, and even more so in the last couple of years. It's also thought that it may even play a role in neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's as well, which unfortunately have been on the rise. Maybe a lot of this is linked to the gut. The other thing I found fascinating from this book, Gut by Julia Enders, and she talks about serotonin, which we know as being the happy hormone. Well, 95% of serotonin we produce is manufactured in cells within our gut. It's really hard to produce enough serotonin if our guts aren't happy and healthy. So you've heard the saying, you are what you eat. You maybe heard it a few times. And I agree with a lot of that. We absolutely are. The food we choose to put into our body helps to create the cells in our body, whether they're our organs, our brain cells, our muscles, etc. But I'd also take it a step further, and that is you are what you absorb. Many people can be starting to eat a healthier diet, but not getting the full potential from that healthy diet and feeling at their best. It's because they're not absorbing very well because they need to support their gut microbiome. You are as healthy as the food you absorb. So with all of this in mind and much more that we don't have time to cover today, it's really important in my eyes to address the gut microbiome whenever someone is going on a nutrition program. I want to improve their health and well-being, and the gut is absolutely the place to start. I started working with this, well, gosh, over 5 years ago now, and started introducing a 21-day gut reset and gut rebalance program. And I can honestly say it's been the single best program I've ever taken any clients through. And it's the most amazing transformation. It's wowed me on what's possible in just 3 weeks. And it really retrains that. It breaks habits, creates new habits, and the results are phenomenal. So my story, I've taken 438 people, not that I'm counting, through this program. And I see so many people, their energy level, everybody's energy levels go up. Their sleep improves significantly. The bloating goes, their mood improves, their aches and pains reduce, their acid reflux in a lot of cases, numerous people has cleared up. I've seen significant weight come off people and inches reduced, not just from the inches, just from body fat, but from inflammation that's going on in the bloating. So it's just an absolute joy to see people get back to feeling and being at their very best, something that many people haven't experienced for years. And it's a great reminder of what's possible and how they can feel. And it really kickstarts them into better nutritional habits and better health. And so, there we go. I've spoken about all of those. So I'm ahead of the game on my slides. So what is it? Very, very briefly, what it is, it's a healthy eating program. So we're encouraging them to eat, well, let's say avoid a lot of the problematic foods, the foods that we know and the beverages we know that can cause issues in health if we consume too many of them. Things like sugar, alcohol, the caffeine and some of these processed foods. And so we give them a break from some of these foods and beverages for 3 weeks. Give them lots of great ideas. They can have fish and meat or vegetarian options like beans, pulses, lentils, chickpeas, nuts, seeds, eggs, avocados, fruit, vegetables, good wholesome foods, which is about 20% of the supermarket aisles. And we give them great snack and meal ideas and get them on that way of eating. And alongside that, we support it with some really important supplements that help to reset the gut microbiome and the gut health and to improve our circulation. So we've got things like, as you'd expect, really good quality pro and prebiotics to help with the immune system, brain function, and gut health, to name a few things. We've got magnesium that's in there to really help with the energy levels. It helps with relaxing and reducing anxieties and stress, helps with sleep as well. Really important part of health and well-being. We've got a vegetarian pea protein that with lots of vitamins and minerals in it that really also is specific to gut health. There's specific ingredients to support the gut. That's great for balancing the blood sugar levels, curbing those sugar cravings, leaving people feeling fuller for longer, hair, skin and nails. Many of you will know the benefits of good quality protein. And then you've got the Pro-Arginine drink, which is a fantastic nutritional drink that goes in and boosts the circulation and therefore boosts the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to all of the cells. Think about this. If you're absorbing better from the gut and you're delivering better with that support, you're doing two great things to really transform people's health. And then you've got the green fiber drink, which is called the Biome DT. It's a prebiotic fiber drink. It's a great gentle cleanser to the intestinal system, but also there's key ingredients like L-glutamine that goes in and repairs the gut health, amongst many other goodies, which I don't have time to go through now. So finally, from me, it's an outstanding program. Highly recommend it to help you to unlock your clients' potential and get them to their very best results. It's great because it enhances reputation, your reputation as a trainer, as a coach, as a health and fitness professional. But think about this as well for a moment. It's been amazing for my business how it's attracted new clients to my other services, because having a standalone nutrition program could be the first step for people. And then when they feel better, then they'd be ready and start seeking out support with their exercise. So having it as a standalone program can bring you in lots of great new leads. And finally, to say as well, it's about having great fulfillment, I believe, as well. When you know you're really helping people at a deeper level, it's really, really rewarding. And it's about having ready-made proven systems that you can slot into your business and follow that do the work for you. So yeah, that's it, I think, from me. Is there another slide? No, that's me to hand back to you, Sue. Hope you found that interesting. I'd love to see your comments on the chat. I'll hand it back over to you, Sue.
Thank you, John. That was fantastic. And one of the things that I liken the Purify, which is a clinically trialed program, I liken it to cleaning the windows. So you know when you think, oh, your windows are all right, and then the window cleaner comes around and all of a sudden there's so much more light coming in. That's what it's like for clients' health. They think they're doing okay. And when they go through the Purify program, and actually they realise that they can be a better version of themselves. So for me, the Purify program has been fantastic in terms of referrals and just building my business in a confident way, knowing that I'm going to be able to get my clients' results. So could you stop sharing your screen, please, so that I can share mine? Thank you. So I am going to share with you today a couple of very easy to use programs that allow you to create, if I can get it onto slideshow, that will allow you to create a really personalized and bespoke program for your clients. And this is our DNA program that we have available to us within Synergy Worldwide. So My Genetic Body is our DNA system that we use to with clients to ensure that the program that we provide for them is bespoke to them. So it basically is a DNA test that produces a comprehensive report that your clients can use and you can use in conjunction with your clients that is completely unique to them. And it just, again, sets the bar really high. It puts us in another realm as far as the way we can serve our clients. We take a very simple DNA swab from the mouth. It's sent off to our partner lab in Austria, and then we receive the report in return, or your clients receive the report in return, and then you can analyze that report with them and create this really comprehensive bespoke program for them that's going to tell them everything that they need to eat. I'll go through what it does in a minute in more detail, but for me personally, the DNA program has been a real insight. There was always been things for me that I've known that I can't consume, because being a nutritional therapist, I'm quite on it as far as my food is concerned. But there were just some little things that I wasn't quite sure about. And doing the DNA test has been able to demonstrate to me the things that I should be avoiding, and helping me to reduce inflammation in my body in a much more holistic way. So the DNA test, the DNA program that you can use with your clients, sits alongside the Purify program really comfortably. Our facility in Austria is a very high quality facility. It has lots and lots of certifications around scientific research, around efficacy, around privacy, all sorts of certifications that are attached to this lab in Austria. And the reason why Synergy Worldwide chose this lab is because they operated to the same standard as Synergy Worldwide does, which is an extremely high standard as far as providing the best quality for our clients, and also the best efficacy of supplementation. So what happens with the DNA test is that they take that saliva swab, And then they analyze over 61 different genes. So they can look into how effective the body is at detoxification. They can look at how stress impacts the body. I think there was a comment about inflammation a minute ago. Oxidative stress is part of the inflammatory process. It looks at our metabolism and how strong our metabolism is. It goes right across the board, looking at 61 different genes. This is not a diagnostic test. This is a DNA test that will demonstrate to you where your client is right now, and then the actions that we can put in place to help them improve in the future and to make the right choices around the foods they're consuming, the exercise that they're doing, in order to help them continue to achieve long-term better health. So the report comes back, it's a huge report with over 900 different foods and whether the foods are applicable to that person or not, whether they're good for them or not. It will demonstrate which vitamins and minerals that particular client should be consuming, which will be different to the next client. So rather than saying to a client, you know, take a multivitamin, actually what we can do is be really targeted as a result of having this report, and that will ensure that we can help them to reduce risk of injury, risk of inflammation. It will show what metabolism, what kind of exercise they should be doing. So should they be doing endurance? Are they more focused around sprint and you know, kind of higher intensity training? What calorific content or calorific balance they should be consuming. It also demonstrates to the client what macros they should be consuming. So rather than again just plucking this figure off the shelf as far as macros are concerned, we actually have it defined for that individual client. There are so many, there's so much information that comes back in this report that a client really can start to use the information straight away to really begin to improve their long-term well-being. And done in conjunction with the Purified program, we can really accelerate a client's health very, very quickly. It's such a useful tool, and it really gives you a USP as far as the service that you provide for your clients. Now, obviously, there is a cost involved with the DNA program. So we also have available to us our lifestyle system, which is a kind of quiz, if you like. It's a questionnaire that you can do at the initial induction phase with a client to get a real picture of where their health is right now. It will give you an indication of all the different systems across the body and whether they're high or low, which is the lowest system. And then it gives you an indication of the kind of action the client should be taking to start to improve that system. So for example, if their intestinal system was showing as low, and when you go through their kind of eating habits, you can see that they're eating a lot of pasta and bread. It gives you that opportunity to say, well, we can see from the lifestyle analysis that that system is a low system. You might want to try to be thinking about avoiding gluten and stuff like that. So if a client hasn't got the financial ability to be able to stretch to a DNA kit program, you can get them going initially and still give them some targeted supplementation and still create the right program for them using our lifestyle system. It's a very comprehensive tool, and it still gives you that opportunity to create a bespoke program for your client. It will give you a massive USP, and done in conjunction with the Purified program, it will set you head and shoulders above the competition out there. So if you are ready to help your clients discover this personalized roadmap for their long-term well-being, this DNA program that we have available to us in conjunction with Synergy Worldwide, who are a partner organization, will ensure that you can really give your clients a comprehensive service. So I'm going to hand over now to Emma, who is going to talk through the importance of supplementation. She's going to stop my screen share and allow Emma to share hers. Emma has been in the wellness industry, again, probably as long as I have, if not longer. And it will, Emma's going to talk through the importance of supplementation in 21st century life and why quality is so important. So Emma, I'm going to hand over to you.
Thanks, Sue. So thank you for your great presentations. Even though, you know, we work with the programs, it's still great to hear, and we all hear different things at different times. So there's always something to learn. So yeah, my name is Emma Backshall. I've worked in health and wellbeing for 25 years. So we're all veterans, I guess, aren't we? So mostly I now work with women struggling with menopause. and not feeling themselves anymore. And I help them feel vibrant and alive. Again, looking at the way they're breathing, sleeping, moving, thinking, and fueling themselves. And that starts with their gut and their mind. And I can honestly say, I got great results for my clients before implementing these programs, but it really has taken their health to a much higher level. Using Purify, I can really get great results for my menopausal clients and give them back their life and really help them to feel vibrant and alive. And actually now bringing in the DNA program as well, it gives me that another level of really fine-tuning things for them. So it's really exciting. So I'd just like to take a few moments just to talk about why supplement. Now, I've always supplemented and I've always been a fan of it. And I know that, some people can be a bit skeptical. So as I said, just going to take a few minutes to go through why we need to supplement. So we can all agree that 21st century living is quite different to life in the past. We are bombarded by toxins. They're in the food chain, they're in the water chain, internal stresses, external stresses, things we put on our skin, etc. And so they're all robbing us of nutrients that we need to survive on a daily basis. So we have depletion in our soil. We no longer crop rotate anymore. So we never allow that field to be fallow to regain those nutrients, which will then be passed on to the food or the crops that are being grown. The food is nutrient deficient, and again, herbicides, pesticides sprayed on the crops, which then we're ingesting and killing our gut bacteria. And also, if we think after the war, one bowl of spinach would have given us this huge array of nutrients, and now we need to eat 49 bowls to get that same value. Oranges, for example, we need to eat 8 of them to get the same amount of vitamin C that we used to get from one. So we're picking food too early. Banana, that full complement of potassium grows or is formed in that banana whilst it's growing on that tree, not whilst it's sitting in some box green. So all of these things, these little nutrient deficiencies, they add up. Food is kept in cold storage for months on end. We have a food industry that's designed for taste, not for health. Poor quality ingredients that the body doesn't recognize, lots of processed food. And it would be like me picking up this piece of paper in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. I have no clue what it says. And that's what's going on in the body when we're eating processed foods. It doesn't know what to do with it. And so it won't digest it, but it actually robs your body of nutrients to have to deal with that stress. And also, as I mentioned, the herbicides and pesticides. So many different reasons why we need to be bridging the gap between the nutrients that we're getting from our food and what our body actually needs. And those RDAs were set, after the war to keep people alive. Well, I don't know about you, but I want to be a bit more than alive. So, another reason why we do want to be bridging that gap. And for example, with COVID, keeping it current, they are now actually looking at the RDA levels of vitamin D3, saying they're so low because so many people in ICU had low vitamin D3 levels. So they are actually going to start to look at that, thank goodness. So let me just come through and share my screen now, and hopefully I've got the right presentation pulled up. So just bear with me a minute whilst I get it up, and we're going to right, so it's not letting me do that. Have I just frozen? Yeah, I think
no, you haven't frozen, you're all right.
Yeah, I'm okay. All right, so it's not letting me go on to slideshow. So, oh, there we go. Yes, it was. I need to be patient, don't I? Let me go from the beginning.
There we
go. It's always the technical stuff, isn't it? There we go. Right, we're there. We're good now. I'm going to close that box as well. So I don't think we need to have that one. It might be that my slides are going to be a bit temperamental, and it's sticking for some reason. There we go. Maybe there's just a delay for a moment. So as I said, I've always used supplements, but when we're looking at supplements, we need to have an understanding that not all supplements are made equally. The quality of the raw materials, often they can be packed with fillers and synthetic ingredients. And the body doesn't recognize those, as I was saying, when I mentioned about, picking up a piece of paper and it being written in Japanese, which I don't understand, and that's what happens with your body. And when your body doesn't understand what's being put in it, the result is increased internal inflammation and often expensive urine. So the other question that we want to be asking ourselves is, does the company manufacture their own supplements in-house? Now, 85% of supplements are not produced by the name on the label, which is phenomenal when we think about it. So what is the issue with this? So generally, it will be that the name on the label has no control over the ingredients used in the product or the testing or efficacy of that end product. So the other question you might want to be asking is the company a nutraceutical company, or is it a marketing company selling supplements? So if it's a marketing company, they'll have a vested interest in just getting the product out there in the marketplace, but they won't necessarily have a vested interest in having the best ingredients or the science behind the products to validate them. So all of these things are things that we want to be asking. If we're looking at supplements, asking the particular company. We also want to ask where the raw materials are sourced. Are they raw materials that are sourced from the same farmers and growers, regardless of the quality of the raw materials? Or is the company actively sourcing and purchasing raw materials from farmers and growers with the best crops that season? What is the quality assurance testing policy that that company has? Are the raw materials tested for contaminants? And if they are, how many tests are actually available? So we know that the gold standard is 600 tests for traces of contaminants such as radiation, herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals such as mercury, arsenic, lead, aluminium, cadmium. That's just to name a few of them. And are they testing parts per trillion? So are they able to find just one drop of harmful substance in the equivalent of 20 Olympic swimming pools? So is the company batch testing the finished product? So are they testing that end product with the same degree of attention to detail that they devoted to testing of the raw materials to ensure that there were no contaminants that have actually entered in through that manufacturing process? And what checks are in place to ensure that the most potent part of the raw materials have actually been used in that product? And are they meeting their label claims? So are they guaranteeing that every product has exactly the same amount of raw materials to ensure the potency is exactly the same in each capsule, in each pot, within every supplement, so that there's no disparity between buying one pot and getting a result and then maybe buying a second pot and not getting a result because it didn't have the same amount or the same quality of the raw materials? And can the company guarantee the efficacy and bioavailability of every finished product? So do the finished products go through a dissolution test which is designed to stimulate the digestive system and ensure that every finished product breaks down effectively in the correct part of the digestive system to guarantee maximum absorption of nutrients? And for example, a probiotic, that is really, really important, that we're going to make sure that the probiotic actually gets 100% survives the stomach acid and gets to the right part of the body where it can be utilized effectively. And what research and clinical trials are that supplement company putting into action? So are the products backed by science from their own in-house research facility so that they have total control and are able to lead the way with programs that support the latest megatrends, such as the microbiome, gut health, and personalized DNA testing? And what clinical trials are they actually carrying out on the products? And is that data readily available? And are those clinical trials being carried out on humans, i.e. the people who are actually going to be using those products? And also thinking about integrity and transparency. So if you were to turn up for an appointment at that manufacturing facility or the research centre, would they actually let you in without an appointment? And if you ask a question about the raw materials, the testing, the research, would the company be open to giving you an answer to your question with full transparency? And is the company confident enough in the results you will gain by taking their products to offer you a 90-day buyback guarantee? And does that company offer the client a dedicated advisor to support them on their health journey when the client purchases a product from their range? So if you buy a product from Boots or Tesco's, have you got your own personalised advisor to help support you with your ongoing health, and if you had any issues that, or needed more advice? So a company that ticks all the boxes mentioned through this presentation for sustainability, resourced raw materials, testing, quality, efficacy, scientific research, is the nutraceutical company Synergy Worldwide. And having had the opportunity to visit both the manufacturing facility and the Hughes Centre in 2019, I was completely blown away by this innovative nutraceutical company. And using their products, as I said earlier, and their science-based programs in my business has been a game changer for both my own health and the health of my clients in supporting them on their journey to optimum health and vitality. And having received my own DNA test, my own Bible, this 200-page report, this is there for me for life, and I can really work to fine-tune my health, and very excited to be using that with my clients as well. So I will hand back to Sue, and I'll close my presentation now. So I hope that's been helpful in you just understanding what you need to be asking and looking for when you're purchasing supplements.
Oh, thank you, Emma. That was fantastic. I always learn so much from you every time I listen to you. So thank you so much. So just before we finish, I have a couple of questions for you. Can you answer yes to all of these questions? Have you stopped exchanging time for money? Do you have a pension and long-term financial security? Do you have a simple system that you can implement into your business without any extra work? Have you spread your risk sufficiently? And do you have a network of experts behind you who are backing you up and providing you with all the support and advice you need to be able to serve your clients? Sometimes when we are looking to develop things differently, we need to step out of our box, and we need to stay open-minded and willing to see the bigger picture. And we can help you do that with Synergy Worldwide. We can help you implement online nutrition systems. We can help you stop exchanging time for money. We can help you to build that pension and security. And we can help you implement new and exciting and dynamic programs into your business without any extra work. So if you would like to know more about how you can get involved with Synergy Worldwide, please do go and talk to the person that sent you the invite to this webinar. We would love to have you along. It is a great community of like-minded professionals who all want to support each other, and it is a superb company as far as its ethics, its efficacy, its quality, and just its general long-term what's the word I'm looking for, support as far as wellbeing professionals in business is concerned. So don't hesitate to go back and have a conversation with the person that introduced you to this webinar. Thank you so much for giving up your lunchtime today. Thank you to John and Emma for their fantastic contributions. We really do appreciate it. We will be hosting another one of these webinars on the second Thursday of March. So we're going to be running them on a regular basis. I will be sending out the recording to everybody so that you can go back and listen to it again if there was anything you missed. If you do have any questions, just have a conversation with the person that sent you the invite to the webinar. So thank you so much, everybody, for giving up your time this lunchtime. We do appreciate it. And we will look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and bye-bye.